Hey there, welcome to Monstercat's Mix Contest, where real home DJs showcase their mixing talents to win real prizes. Here, let me show you. Each season, finalists from all over the world face off on the show to earn your votes. They must come up with the most creative mix only using our music. But only one DJ can win. Who will it be? So let's get right into it because it all starts right now on this season of the Mix Contest. Hey everyone, welcome back to the Mix Contest. Today is our first challenge and our home DJs are ready to go. Today marks the start of their journey and the search for our 2019 Mix Contest champion. At the end of the next few weeks, only one of the following DJs will win the title, which also comes with an opening set at Monstercat Compound and a bunch of brand new gear provided by Pioneer DJ. So let's get right into the action and hear what our DJs have to do today. Today's challenge is called Full Circle. This is a show staple, and each DJ has been given a start and end track. Their task is simple: to create a 5-minute mix using anything on our catalog, just so long as you transition from those two songs. The order of today's challenge has been randomly selected, and the first song in today's episode is also the last song, thus creating a perfect circle. Oh, one more thing. This is also a safe challenge, which means none of our DJs tonight are at risk of going home just yet. But voting is still going to happen at the end of the show, and the top 2 DJs with the highest scores will get to advance straight to challenge number 3, really helping their chances at making it to the finals. So the power is in your votes. Make sure to pick wisely. Voting will happen right after the show and only last for 48 hours at monstercat.com/mixcontest2019. All right, enough talking from me, right? Let's get our first home DJ on the decks. Your opening track is Drop Bombs, and your closing track is Back to Me by the Pegmore Nerds. The next 5 minutes is yours. Go for it. Amazing. Thank you, Monster. If you want to see him in the finals, make sure to cast your vote at monstercat.com/mixcontest2019. Now, next on the decks, we have Ethany, opening track, Back to Me, closing track, Amnesia, Pixel Terror. 5 minutes. Go.
I'm higher with you. Higher with you. I'm higher with you. I'm higher.
We haven't slept in days, sitting reminiscing on ways. We stay high in the clouds, promising that we won't come down. It feels so good, it feels so true. The only substance I need is you. It feels so nice, it feels so true. Taking every single drop of you.
Thank you, Ethany. Next DJ on the decks, we have Note. Closing track, Psycho, Tokyo Machine. 5 minutes. Go.
find my way, but I still won't stop my devotion. Trying to find the motivation. Been trying to find my way, cause I wanna change my situation. So I'm trying to find the motivation. Cup to the sky, if you feel the vibe, you can't deny the energy inside. I wanna feel something to give me that belief. When it drops on the beat, it's happening every time. Cup to the sky, if you feel the vibe, you can't deny the energy inside. I wanna feel something to give me that belief. When it drops on the beat, it's giving me the motivation. Motivation, 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 giving me the motivation. Cup to the motivation, cup to the motivation.
Thank you, Note. Next on the decks, we have Macwell. Make sure to cast your votes at monstercat.com/mixcontest2019 for the next 48 hours. All right, Macwell, you have 5 minutes to bring us to Bad Computer Disarray. Go. Thank you, Macwell. Handing over the decks now to Disharmonic. You have 5 minutes on the clock to get us to Habstract. Show us what you got.
Never leave.
Thank you, Disharmonic. All right, our last home DJ for the evening goes to Silver Skies. You got 5 minutes to drop bombs. Let's do it.
Pull your gun, finger trigger.
כביש מספר 6 לדרום עמוס מבאקה.
המשבר בקואליציה?
חיטוט, אירובי, פילאטי.
יש חיות.
זה בלילה, הקרץ הזה.
אבל למה? זה מזרחי! לא רוצה!
is it. You've now heard all DJs. And even though today is a safe week, your votes are still needed. Head over to monstercat.com/mixcontest2019 right now to cast your votes for the next 48 hours. You will have to decide the top 2 DJs on which you want to advance to round 3. This is going to greatly improve their chances of winning the title of champions. So, the power is in your hands.
Hey there, it's Duality. Being involved with the mixes this week and seeing the creative process from the DJs have been really exciting and fun to watch. I was really interested in hearing how they were going to play out this week's Full Circle Challenge, and I can say that I'm content with what I have heard from this week's back-to-back-to-back-to-back-to-back. I got to hear a lot of really cool concepts and mashups, but can also say that there's most definitely still room for improvement in the coming challenges. We have yet to see the DJs reach their full power, and I'm looking forward to hearing them reach their 100% potential. Anyways, that's all from me. Great job to the DJs, and see you all in the coming challenges.
Hey Monstercat fam, Rocket Man here. I've always loved the Full Circle Challenge, and this year's finalists blew it out of the water. Between Monsters and Notes mashups, Disharmonics and Ethany's transitions, and Mac Will's and Silver Skies' storytelling, this episode is definitely one that'll be remembered. Keep up the great work, guys, and until next week, this is Rocket Man, signing off.
All right, our DJs have done all the hard work. Now it's time for you. We will see you next week. Make sure to vote. And of course, until then, later days.